here we go with Transnational Corporation, Nigeria's largest indigenous conglomerate, listed on the stock exchange, started a new year on a positive note as its earnings for the first quarter came in with decent returns on all major financial indices. The group, with vast interest in power, energy, hospitality, and other sectors, saw impressive business returns as the country reopened fully from the global virus pandemic. Drilling into the latest earnings and its portfolio of businesses now is the president and group CEO of the conglomerate, Omogiafo. Thanks for coming through, madam. Good evening.
Good evening, Ben.
Great to see you. Here. It's a good time to talk to CEOs when the earnings come and everybody's smiling. So I love it. Business is good anyway. I've been to Transcorp and I see that with the pandemic over, you folks are in real business.
Indeed, we are.
Yes, you are. So, summarize the year 2021 for me, by the way, in terms of how you were able to wiggle through the second year of the pandemic. Let's start from there.
Okay, so thank you, Boazin. Glad to be here and for the opportunity to talk about what we're doing as a group. So what we saw in 2021 is what has started out from 2020 when we were looking at the pandemic came, and typically, as you say, tough times come. Tough people are able to outweigh and outrun what's going on. They never last, right? And where there are challenges, if you're able to ride the tide and focus on your strategy and, of course, innovate as you're going on, you see it going through. So we say in 2020, despite what was going on, we stayed focused and we continue to reassess and say, what is the future looking like?
Was it tough for you in 2020?
It was very tough. I mean, our hospitality business closed with a whooping loss in 2020. But then you see, we stayed focused. We kept our hotels open. We didn't close down. We kept our hotels open despite the huge cost of running it because, if you shut down, trying to restart is very difficult.
And that's quite a tough decision for you, I think, because to keep such a five-star global brand open with everybody saying shut down, shut down, shut down, that must be a tough one.
It was a very tough one, an expensive one as well, but it's one that we're already reaping the fruit of that decision. So you see, in 2021, when the world was reopening cautiously, our clients had stayed in touch with us. They still had that top-of-mind awareness, and we had reassured them in the hospitality sector that this is what we're doing. So as things opened, they came back. Even locally, right? The domestic tourism enhanced strongly in 2021. And Transcorp Hospitality, Transcorp Hotels were in the forefront of innovative strategies, of creating packages that would have people be excited to stay within Nigeria to enjoy what we have in Nigeria. Then our power business as well. In our power business, very, very encouraged by the improvement in the liquidity of the sector. Last year, we acquired an additional power plant, Afam Power PLC and Afam 3 Fast Power, located in Rivers State, and we further invested in our Ughelli power plant. What I mean by the further investment? To recover capacity. There was a turbine GT15 that had been out for a while, and we brought it back on. And that gave an additional 100 megawatts of power to our power supply. And we spent a lot more in doing the plant maintenance for the plant, improving and upskilling our employees, and engaging with our community because it's very, very important. Community relations is something you can never underestimate. And with all of that, of course, as you know, Transcorp, we are very strong on corporate governance. Corporate governance, stakeholder value, we focused on that. And that is, in summary, what you saw for 2021, and that's what led the results.
I'm sure you made money from oil prices as well, from the energy side, but that's, I know. Oil price is $111. You're smiling right now because this is a good time. Your business units, some of them were outperformers. Despite the local and the tight environment, what's your current 2022 looking like with the first quarter now behind us?
So as you saw from the results, with 2022, it's, yes, like you mentioned earlier on about the Russia and Ukraine and what's happening with the crisis, what's going on with the whole world. But 2022 is still looking positive. As you can see from our Q1 results, we have sustained the performance we had in 2021. We've actually outperformed 2021. We have an increment in revenue of 28% over Q1 of last year as a group. And our hospitality business has shown that it has come back very, very strongly from the COVID pandemic. Indeed, it is recording, I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself, records are being broken, records are being made, and they keep on shattering and shattering. But looking ahead, you would remember that last year we launched a new product in our hospitality space called Aura by Transcorp Hotels. So looking ahead this year, we really intend to focus very strongly on that new business. It's a digital platform whereby you can book not just accommodation, but experiences. Let's know our country. Let's know what's inside. Let's create and retain revenue as much as possible within our country. And Aura by Transcorp Hotel is going to be the gateway towards unlocking domestic tourism within Nigeria.
Into tourism industry.
But we are in tourism, so hospitality is tourism. It's a strong bedrock.
You're taking it some steps further.
Oh yes, we are taking it.
Is that part of your long-term, medium to long-term strategy?
Indeed, it is. I mean, there are societies that have built strong economies off tourism, and we should be looking at that because we have a whole lot that in Nigeria that if we package it properly can become money spinners, right? I mean, we've been to Stonehenge in UK. We've seen these museums in Cappadocia, open-air museums. I'm from Edo. We have the Benin moats. Why can't we run expeditions to that? We have our Zumo Rock, Olumo Rock, our Erinjesha. So many things that we can do within our own society to create that domestic tourism that not just people here, but international tourists would also be interested to come in to see what's going on in our country. Now, for our power sector, looking ahead for the year, we're going to consolidate on what we started doing last year. Again, yes, we know there are some challenges that still exist, no doubt. I mean, if there are no challenges, then it's going to be very boring, would you not say? But we have those challenges, it's still there. But you cannot drive transformation of the nation without dealing with power. It's absolutely impossible. There's no sector that can succeed without the power sector being dealt with. So for our power business, we're looking at the plants we have, our Transcorp Power Ughelli in Delta State and the AFAM in River State. Yes. We're continuing on our capacity recovery drive. For this year, we are expecting to get back from the AFAM power business. We are, within the next couple of months, we will have an additional 276 megawatts coming onto the national grid. Then from our Ughelli business, we are looking at another about 200 that will be coming onto the national grid. And right now, we're having some conversations with the Transmission Company of Nigeria to resolve a few issues that would help us evacuate more of our power onto the national grid. And at the end of the day, when you have more power getting on the national grid, it gets to the end user.
But how much new investment are you making? What's the headline figure for this year within your short term?
Within my short term for this year, we will be looking at a minimum of about 10 billion naira short term this year. Additional investments in our businesses.
What's the outlook on returns to shareholders or investors? Okay, here we go.
So I run a listed company, so I don't want to get into trouble with the exchange. But I think what we should do is to look at our history, right? So in the past, we've been able to improve returns. Transcorp has been undergoing a corporate transformation. Last year, when we had last AGM we had in April, our shareholders expressed delight. They were happy with what they're seeing in terms of we're building to last, right? And they were happy with what they're seeing, and there's confidence in what we're doing. And ultimately, we are creating value for shareholders to see how they can have a business or a company that will go from generation to generation. Right now, there's going to be a lot of investment back into the business because we're in heavy CapEx areas. One of the things we are doing for Abuja this year, as part of improving our society business, we are building an event center that's going to have about 3,000 capacity.
You need it. I'm sure you know why I said you're going to need it.
Let me guess. Or should we leave it?
Yeah, let's leave it. We all know why. A whole lot of Abuja is where everything is happening right now.
Indeed.
Okay, you folks are smart. Thank you. She's smart.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Madam, it's good to have you.